Hello, a great day to you. This is Bankola Adeyemi from Classify Nigeria. In this video, I want to show to you the more options you have regarding preparing results for your school. Earlier, you saw the video on how to generate results using the score type in less than 60 seconds. Here, I want to show you other options you have, other types of results that you can prepare on Classify app. So when you click on the plus icon to start the configuration, you get to this page where you can choose the type of result you want. Firstly is the score type. This is the general one, the popular one where you use scores to grade your students' performance. We also have the score extended. Here, this one enables you to have more than 17 subjects. If you want everything to be on a single page, you don't want them to spill into another page. You want everything to be in a page, and there are more than 17. You use the score type. Then we have the comment type. This one is appropriate for the lower classes like nursery, creche, and so on and so forth, where you use comments to appraise their performance, to judge their performance, rather than using scores or the other types that is appropriate for the higher classes. We also have the tick type. This one is also appropriate for the lower classes too, where you use tick. You tick by making check marks on boxes to judge your students' performance. Then we have the landscape. If you want the form of your results to appear in the landscape, you select this, or you are computing a cumulative result that is going to comprise first term, second term, and third term. You are advised to make use of this landscape format. And it's noteworthy to say that whichever of this format you choose, the result is going to come out with certain features of your school on all of them. For example, it's going to have your school name, school logo, address, and all the basic information about your school. Then the child, so the passport of the child is going to be on the result, and every important information about the child is going to be there. Apart from that, you can also choose colors that align with your brand. For example, this is in green. You can just swipe from left to right to change the color to the type that you want. These are the other options we have regarding the types of results you can prepare on Classify. But apart from these two, even on the score type that I showed you earlier, there are still more options, more things that you can do. For example, when you get here, you can select, if for example you are doing cumulative, and you know for a cumulative result is going to comprise first term, second term, and third term, everything divided by 3. But we understand that situations may not be like that all the time. Some subjects might not be done for the 3 terms. Maybe you just did it in 2 terms, just like it happened some sessions ago when the government introduced some new subjects, scrapped some old subjects while the session was already ongoing. So some subjects were done maybe just twice in the second term and the third term. So if you divide those ones by 3, you are never going to get accurate results. So Classify has taken that into consideration. So we have this feature here that allows you to set the number by which each subject is going to be divided accordingly. By default, all of them are 3 because that is the norm. But in case you have a subject that was not done for the whole 3 times, maybe you just did it for 1 time, maybe third time alone, and you still want it to be part of the cumulative result that you're preparing, you just come here. If, for example, it is French language, just tap on this and you change the score to 1, the number to 1 rather, and it's there. So while other subjects are divided by 3, this one will be divided by just 1 because it was done in the third time alone. So let me take it back to 3 since I'm not changing anything there. So leave here. Then we have this add or remove students. If there are students that do not partake in the exam and you don't want them to appear at all, you can remove them from the exam record. Then there is this feature here, publish record. If you are still preparing your results and you don't want parents to have access to it, whether by checking it on the School Connect app or checking it on the Classify website, because those are 2 ways that parents can use to check results. So you are not ready yet, you don't want it published yet, this is where you do that. And even if you have completed the result, but you just don't want it released yet. That is what you do here. You publish and unpublish here. Then let's come to the exam settings here. There are more things you can do here. Firstly, the configuration of this course. As you can see here, this one is done by the teacher or the school. First term 100, second term 100, then for the third term, the CA is 40, exam is 60. Yours might not be like that. Your own might be different. You also have that liberty of changing it to what suits your school. Then the grading system, we have 4 types of grading system here, and the beautiful thing is that even in whichever type that you choose, you still have the freedom of editing it. For example, this school has chosen this. You can still edit it by clicking on this pencil icon where you set the score ranges and the comment, the remark that you want to go with each of them. All these are editable to whatever suits your school. Once you are done, you click on the check mark at the top right here to save it. And that's all. Then apart from that, if you don't want scores to appear in the result, you just turn this off. And if you want scores to appear, you leave it on. If you want subject's position to appear, you turn this on or you turn it off. And if it's not third time that promotion has to show in the report card, you just turn this off. So there will not be that statement promoted to any particular class appearing on the result. And if you want it to appear because it's third term, you just turn it on as well. Then the cumulative here, you can turn it on if you are preparing cumulative exam, which is going to be divided by 3. And we also know that some situations might around that you may not have to divide everything by 3. So you can change it. Once you turn this off, this 3 goes. If you turn it on, it's going to ask you number of terms for cumulative exams. If you just want it to be 2, you can change it to 2. If you want it to be more than that, you can change it to anything. You just have that flexibility. That is the important thing here. So moving on, you set when the term began, when the term is closing, when next time is going to start. And apart from that, if you want comparison between the child and other students in the class, you can turn on the lowest and highest averages, lowest in the class, highest in the class that we have here. And the positions, when they are tie, whether you want it to read like there's no tie or you want to take cognizance of the fact that there is a tie at a particular position, that is what this button is for. Apart from that, if you want the number of students in your class to appear on the result, you turn this on. If you don't want it to appear on the result, you turn it off. You have a lot of options to choose from. And apart from that, you want teacher's name, the teacher will prepare the result, you want it to appear on the result, just tap here and you enter the name of the teacher, save it, and it's going to appear on the result. So once you are done, you click on the check mark at the top here and it saves. And apart from that, let's come to that point where you generate results. So when you get here, you have a lot of options too. Firstly, if you want to generate them one by one, just tap on the name of a child and generate it like I showed you in the earlier video. But if you want to download everything in bulk, you want everything downloaded in bulk, that's when you click on export in bulk. It's going to ask you, are you generating everything at once or you want to generate it in bits? If these students are more than 3, for example, let's say there are 20 students in class, do you want to generate everything at once or you want to generate it in bits? Let's say 1 to 5 first, 6 to 10, and so on and so forth. This is where you do that. Apart from that, you can also download the results in black and white. Maybe, for example, you want to print your own results on printer, and perhaps the printer you're having, printing color on it might not come out well. So you want it to be black and white. You just turn this on to be black and white. So when you download the result and you print it, it's going to look sharper without any gray areas. Apart from that too, you can also download the broadsheet here, the broadsheet of the entire subject of the entire class, and you can also download subject broadsheet. Here you are not concerned about all the subjects, just one particular subject. For example, mathematics, you want to see the performance of the children and mathematics alone in a broadsheet. You can download that in PDF. It's going to ask you which subject, you select subject and you download. So as simple as that. So there are a whole lot of options that Classify gives you. I hope you are interested in trying this for your school and lifting your school to a greater height using Classify. Thank you very much.